And we're back.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering who was going to say it first. Yes, we are back for another episode of A Conversation with Kely. This is episode 86, I believe. Of course, continuing to cover Survivor 42. The merge happened. And we got our full, we got a proper merge episode here because they're actually in the merge now. So, we'll talk about everything that went down. But before we do, I am here with my lovely and beautiful co-host, Ellie. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I had a pretty relaxing day. I went for a walk, a little walk with my little dog. He was with me, but he went upstairs. And then I'm going to be meeting my friend later.
That's great. I spend the majority of the day chasing a bird.
No,
No, but in all seriousness, I'm very excited to get this done. And we're not here alone. We do have a guest with us. We have not been able to get her on for a little bit now. I think actually the last time she was on here was for the previous Survivor season that we covered. So we're very excited to have her on.
It was either Last Survivor or the music videos thing.
I'm pretty sure it was the music videos was like a while ago. So I think it was the Last Survivor because we did that in person.
Yeah.
But here she is, the wonderful Jazzie.
Hello.
Hello.
So excited to be back.
Yes, it's great to have you. We've been trying to get you on for a bit now. But before we start our coverage of this episode, Jazzie, I'm going to ask you what I ask all of our guests. What have you been thinking of this season so far? How do you like it? All that stuff.
I'm enjoying the season. I think there's a lot of great personalities, and you're not sure who's going to win. There's so many variables, and I'm very excited to see how it turns out.
Yes, I definitely am liking this season a lot. Unfortunately, I was not big on this episode. I will be honest with you right off the bat.
I don't know. I just thought this episode was just kind of basic.
Yeah, it's kind of dull. I remember watching it and being like, oh, that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, there's really there wasn't a lot happening here. I think what it really was after last week where we had such a great episode where we had all these, relationships established and things like that, really getting a sense of where everyone's at in the merge, coming off of that, going into this episode, this was just way more basic and simple than I was expecting. This was a very straightforward episode, really not a lot to talk about here, but we are still going to get right into it. So we start off at the end of the last episode. Everyone's really scrambling about how the vote and tribal went down. We see Mike talks about how Lydia going out was right for his core alliance, and the only people left on the outs are Tori, Romeo, Chanelle, and Maryanne. Chanelle is feeling like she's kind of in a bad spot with her being on the wrong side of the vote. But she also seemed like she said her fate was kind of up in the air. And Chanelle did not play this round well, at all.
She was my OG winner pick, but then she just has not been playing well.
No, she hasn't. She was in the top of my picks for the season as well, and then she just did not play well.
My thing with Chanelle is that I feel like she got caught up in something that really wasn't her fault. It was more Daniel's doing than anything, and she just could never get herself out of that. And
Daniel was such an icon, though.
Oh, he was. He was
iconic.
He was iconic. But he 100% ruined Chanelle's game.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
she did nothing.
If it would have been interesting if he stayed.
It definitely would have been. But I feel like he probably would have lasted around the same time as Chanelle, maybe even shorter. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So Drea talks about how different Romeo has become since the merge has started, and his paranoia is starting to drive her away. I will say this is really the only thing I latched onto in this episode is starting to see Romeo and just how truly paranoid he's becoming. I feel like, and I heard a lot of people say this, I feel like we missed something here. I don't know how we went from Romeo being so paranoid from last week when he felt like he was in a pretty comfortable position to now just being completely paranoid about everything and always freaking out that he's going to go. I just don't really know where this came from exactly. I don't know. What are you guys thinking of Romeo?
He's pretty entertaining. I mean, he's not one of my top favorites, but he's just kind of in the middle for me. I'd be fine with him winning, but I do, and I like him. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't get the biggest hype on him.
Yeah, I was kind of like, at first I didn't get the hype behind him, and then I really liked him after the last episode, and then like this episode he went back to being someone I was not that fond of. I'm like,
yeah. He had that great moment in the last episode.
Yes.
And I thought, they're going to team up now. Like, this could be a really good way for, like, them to form something. But Romeo's, like, so fucking paranoid. And Hai is, like, this villain that's going to, like, you know, it's exactly what, who said it? Swati said it, I think, where Swati said, like, Hai's going to be the villain to, like, slit your throat. That's exactly what's going on now.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't Hai. It wasn't Swati that said it. Was Jenny that said that. And that's exactly what's happening with Hai. So.
Swati deserves redemption.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. So Maryanne thinks that she's at the bottom of the tribe, and she's very emotional thinking back to elementary school because she finally found out who she was and people would accept her. And she says that she's too weird to be a part of the cool kids. And I think Maryanne, out of everyone that's at the bottom right now, Maryanne is absolutely doing the best job because she just is continually finding ways to where she is not eligible to be voted out. Not because she's winning immunity, but because she's finding ways to, like, get people to feel bad for her, kind of using that to her advantage. Like, I feel like every episode Maryanne just impresses me more and more. It's Jazzie. Maryanne's been my winner pick the entire season.
Oh my gosh.
What are your thoughts on her?
She is killing it. Like, I really wasn't high on her at first, and then, like, as the season went on, like, I've really grown to love Maryanne. I think I could see her doing very well. She seems to do a great job of, like you said, getting the target off of her, which I think is incredible to watch.
I think her and Chanelle were, like, my winner picks, but like Maryanne's definitely, like, I can see her making it to the end.
My winner pick has been purple, so
wait, Lindsay?
Lindsay was based on preseason interviews. I loved Lindsay, and then, she was not so purple.
Actually, her and Tori were the only ones I was not fond of.
I agree. Lindsay, I'm very like at this point, I'm just very neutral on her.
Actually,
there's nothing to go off of.
I'm pretty sure based on her when we were doing the cast assessment, I think Lindsay just seemed very cocky.
She did. I remember that. My thoughts on Lindsay right now is she's a little bit better. She's like less underused, but still not used enough version of Heather. Like that's the best way to describe her.
Exactly.
It's like Heather, but a little bit better because at least she has some content, but it's not enough to be like, oh, I love Lindsay. I love the game she's playing.
Like, no, you can't really draw anything from, but she's my winner pick from, like, preseason. But, like, this during the season, I have nothing to go off of, really.
No.
She gives me, like, 0 vote finalist vibes.
I think she's probably gonna get more next week. At least it seemed like it from the promo, because they showed a lot about, like, her and Jonathan's, like, relationship and kind of, like, the push and pull that's going on there, where it's like she's, like, you know, sticking her neck out for him, but he's not really doing it for her. So I hope we see more of that, because I think that's the thing I want to latch onto with Lindsay, is why she feels such an attachment to, like, Jonathan, because I feel like Lindsay's, like, very, like, let's stay Taku strong, and I don't feel like anyone else is on that same page.
I agree.
Yeah. But we'll see what ends up happening. So Jeff puts a Beware advantage on the same bench from Survivor 41. And for this challenge, they're in 2 teams, and we get a bit of a reward challenge here, where basically they're now in 2 teams, and they have to leap into the water and maneuver food through a series of obstacles. And once they get all 5 buoys, they'll attempt to toss them into a basket. They're playing for PB&J and potato chips, which, like, on any other season, I'd say that's a really shitty reward. But because they're not eating, it's like, you know,
like it's a great reward.
It's better than the, like, disgusting looking pizza they usually eat.
Oh my god, right?
Yeah, PB&J and chips are good, but, like,
a lot of things I'd rather have than PB&J and chips.
Definitely. PB&J is what I have if I don't know what to eat. Like,
I really like the PB&J your mom made. Don't you like your mom's?
Oh yeah. Yes, I do. But, like,
don't you like your mom?
Like his mom's.
So one person is not going to compete. The person initially is Maryanne, and Drea actually wanted to switch with her because she doesn't like, she straight up says, like, I don't like PB&J. So Drea is now sitting out from the challenge, and we get probably the most eventful moment of the episode here where Drea is sitting on the bench. She starts to look around and she sees some kind of advantage, and it's, you know, she's not going to be aware of the advantage. She's actually going to take the advantage to see what it is, which is different from what happened last season. I'm pretty sure, I think Xander was the one sitting out and he just completely ignored the advantage. So I actually liked that Drea was like, I'm actually going to take a look at this. Unfortunately, it's not an advantage I'm particularly fond of, but it's the knowledge is power advantage. That is back once again. I'm not big on this advantage, as you guys know. I just think it is way too overpowered, but I get why they want to reuse it because it was kind of irrelevant last season. So I thought this was a really good moment, though. I like seeing Drea just have all this power. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on, but I thought this was a pretty decent moment for her. But the blue team does end up winning the reward of Jonathan, Chanelle, Rocksroy, Mike, and Tori. And Allie's going to talk about what happened afterwards.
Tori Vega.
No.
I mean, both of them are both pretty likable.
I mean, yeah, but at least Victoria Justice plays one of them. Victoria Justice is not the most unlikable person. So, like,
well, true.
You know, I'll give Tori Vega that.
Yeah.
She's not played by an anti-vaxxer, so.
Exactly. Period.
I don't know. It's on you.
Oh. Everyone enjoys the PB&J. Omar is thrilled to have won this challenge and feels his game is all about creating options and create as many as possible.
I'm actually really liking Omar a lot in this merge phase. I feel like Omar is someone we did not see a lot of in the pre-merge, but he's really starting to come into his own in this game, and he's becoming someone I'm very impressed by with the way he's playing the game, because he really is kind of playing the middle right now, and I think he's doing a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've noticed too. I think he's playing the middle so well and like has like everyone kind of trusting him. And
he's literally playing exactly like Helena.
I mean, that's an interesting.
I've watched BB Cats, so I really can't say.
Oh my god, you need to watch it.
I haven't watched, but I do like how he's playing the middle, and he really seems to be in a good boat with pretty much everybody. And I think that's going to really benefit his game. I can see him doing incredibly well.
Yeah, definitely. I think the more I see of Omar, especially after the last episode, I really do feel like he's going to make it deep. I don't know if he's going to make it to the end, but I could definitely see it. I mean, he definitely has like an interesting arc to like.
I agree.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Yeah, like Omar or Drea are probably winning.
I mean, I don't know about Drea, but
I don't know
about Drea. I think she's got a lot of advantages, and we'll have to see how those play out. I
can see either them or Maryanne.
Yeah. There's a lot of potential. It's still like
there's so many people that have like a lot of potential to win. So I think that's what makes it interesting each week. Like you're always wanting to see what will happen.
Yeah. Oh, it's still you.
Hi thinks Tori is an easy decoy, but Chanelle is the obvious one, as well as Romeo. He doesn't want them to tell Tori anything because she's so good at creating chaos.
I mean,
and Omar is stuck between two alliances, and he gets intel from all sides. He thinks people are going to split between Tori and Romeo to send Tori home.
If only that's what happened.
I know. That would have been chef's kiss.
Would have been so good. Would have been so good.
So good.
Fortunately, not the case.
Nope.
Didn't she have to get Bax to go on the show?
I would assume so, yeah.
Not sure the requirements of Survivor, but
yeah.
She's so weird. Drea finds a clue to the secret advantage, which can offer her power in the game, and it's hidden 5 paces from the water while under a coconut. She must move quickly and cover her tracks, or she'll risk being caught red-handed. That is why the advantage says beware, and she says the only chance she has to do this is now because everyone goes to the water well to talk. And she feels like she's on CSI because of the red paint all over her. She reads the knowledge is power, The advantage offers you power in the game.
Yes.
Here's how it works. You're allowed to ask one player either of the following 2 questions. Do you have an advantage or do you have an idol? And the player can't lie. If they answer yes, they must give the idol or advantage. And she says this advantage is tremendous in the game. Which, like, obviously it is. So, I mean, I hope she uses it well.
Yeah,
when you know where the stuff is, but don't. Hopefully, she doesn't make the mistakes Liana made last time.
I'm of 2 minds about this. Like I said, I definitely think this advantage needs redemption because it completely flopped last season. Liana did not play it well at all. But at the same time, you guys know I'm not a fan of this advantage. I think it's just way too overpowered, and I don't really like the way that it's done. But like I said, it was cool to actually get to see what this Beware advantage actually is. Because like I said, Xander last season didn't do shit with it. He just ignored it. So I'm glad to see that Drea actually recognized this advantage. And now we're actually getting to see like how that whole thing, worked out overall.
Right.
I just don't know if it's going to work out for her. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll see. She does seem to know where 2 of the idols are. And depending on who she uses it on, we'll have to see what.
I don't know. I think since she has so many advantages, as long as she uses them correctly, she'll do well.
I think so too, but like if people catch on that she has so many advantages, it could be her detriment as well.
Yeah, because she has an amulet, she has an idol, she has an extra vote, and now the knowledge is power advantage. My thing is like I just don't know when she's gonna like want to play all these things. Like I feel like there's just isn't gonna be that point in the game. And like the I know when it comes to the amulet, like her, Lindsay, and High were like gonna team up together and are gonna try to use it together, but like one, I don't actually see that happening because they're not really playing the same kind of game at all.
Nope.
So I feel like that's not really going to work out for her. The only one I could see her actually playing is her idol. Like I can definitely see her playing.
Yeah.
I can see her using her extra vote.
Yeah, I could say idol extra vote. I can see happening.
But she could also just like pull a Shan and you do use it randomly like last season. I think she used it on like the Nasir vote, and it was like, why'd you use it on that vote?
Right.
So yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that could very well happen here. I don't know. I'm hoping that she's able to like use these advantages, like to her advantage, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like I just don't know if it's gonna fully work out. We'll have to see. I mean, I really like Drea a lot as a player. I think she has been definitely one of the best to watch.
Drea's literally. I really wish I chose her.
Me too. She was in there for like the people I wanted to pick. She was in there, but like I didn't pick her.
I definitely overlooked Drea.
Like I wish we picked her for like our draft with like Beyonce and Tophen.
Yeah, for sure. But I think she definitely has potential. I'm just a little concerned about her having all of these advantages, and if that's going to be a good thing or if that's going to be a detriment to her game. I'm not sure. Where that's
and especially if someone figures it out too, like that could really be a detriment to her game. I'm very interested to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
So.
As of right now, she's in a good position, but
absolutely. As of right now, she's in a great position, but tide can turn. I mean, we'll see what happens. Though I'm hoping not. I love Drea, but
same, yeah.
But like,
but I'm also trying to like not get my hopes up because last year I was so confident, like, oh, Shan's winning this game. Shan's getting
me too. I was like, Shan's gonna win, and it did not happen.
And we saw what happened. So.
And aren't people saying that she's really kind of like mean outside the house or something? No, Shan.
Oh, Shan.
Oh, I don't know.
I really don't know. I don't pay attention to posts.
I don't know what I was just like hearing, or I think it was like somebody said that, like apparently she was just kind of like really like selfish outside of the game or something.
That's sad to hear, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not that relevant to this. Let's get back to the.
Drea has her amulet, her idol, her extra vote, and her knowledge is power.
Yes, she does.
She's trying to strategize how she's going to use them. And she's worried she could become a threat down the line.
Yes.
I hope she doesn't.
I hope not too, but I could see it happening.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
see.
hoping not, but we'll see.
Tori thinks Drea is bleeding at first, and she passes it off as just painting. And Drea notices here how good Tori is at noticing when something is off. Well, I don't know.
Well, maybe because she's off herself.
Yeah.
She does.
Tori also recognizes there's something clear in her pants, and Drea further exclaims how little trust she has with Tori in this game. Like, really? You should have just gotten her out over Swati.
I mean, I get why she didn't, because Tori, I do think, played that round really well. But
in a way, she did, but she was also very bitchy about it.
Tori, at this point, like, the only reason she's still here is because of her winning immunities. Like that's why
Tori,
she's
honestly, like, she's been the target for like.
Tori was giving Mean Girl vibes that episode.
A while, and like I think if she doesn't win the next immunity, her luck's probably gonna run out, and she'll probably be out now.
I think so too. I think unless she miraculously just like keeps winning out, which I hope to God she doesn't. I want to see somebody else get that damn immunity necklace. Like
please, somebody take.
As long as she doesn't, like, she's definitely gonna go in this double that's coming up, but we'll have to see.
We'll see. Because there's
speaking of the immunity, though, let's talk about it. So Jeff explained to us.
Oh, I was about to read that.
Oh no, it's I'm reading that part. At least it says I'm supposed to. But Jeff explains to us how he's going to once again tempt the players with staying out of the challenge in exchange for rice, and the goal is to get 4 out of 6 of them to do it. So for this immunity challenge, everyone's going to be balancing a ball between 2 sticks. And if at any point they fall off the platform, they are out. I always say this is the kind of challenge I would like just fall immediately because I suck at this kind of challenge.
Me too.
Yeah, like when High fell, like immediately.
I can be such a klutz. I literally hit my head and get my fingers caught like at work.
Oh my god, I have coordination issues, so like I usually would probably be one of the first to fall.
I literally I've hit my head and I've got my fingers caught in machines.
I always like bang into things and I have bruises. It's not good.
Yeah, I'm very clumsy too. I'm very clumsy, so that's probably why. But at first we see they're only willing to sit 2 people out, which was just Lindsay and Drea, and you could see just like how mad Jeff was about this. He's like, 2 people?
2 people!
Yeah, so like he basically tries to negotiate with them. Maryanne does something that I thought was a really good move for her here, where she breaks down knowing that she isn't in the strongest position and really wants to compete in the challenge. And so she does decide to sit out, as well as Omar, but she kind of admits that like she did this mostly due to like making everyone feel that much more guilty about voting her out. So again, I mean, just a lot of people I think are overlooking the strategic aspect of Maryanne, because she definitely is a really good strategist. Like she can recognize when she's not in the greatest position and finds a way to get herself out of it. Like I think she's doing some really good work, and this was kind of like a big brain move. It's like, let's break down, let me just break down and make it seem like I'm just like really upset about what happened, but in reality I'm just trying to like, make people feel upset, and it's working. It's working for sure. So the challenge goes down, and worst outcome. Tori does win immunity once again. It was between her and Jonathan, actually, which was great.
I was like, come on, Jonathan, you're a beast of challenges. Come on.
Yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't won immunity yet. I kind of went into this thinking he would be like in Tori's position.
Same. I was like, okay, yeah, he's gonna be like the Aussie, constantly winning, but like it has not happened, which is something I'm surprised about.
And I think if he doesn't win immunity next, he's gonna be out soon. Like I think people definitely want him out,
I think people are like, okay.
Like I feel like the only people like really protecting him are like Mike and Lindsay. I feel like everyone else, he's like kind of fair game at this point. Like, yeah, you could say High because Mike does propose like a final 3 with like High and Jonathan, but considering how how little loyalty High has had to like anyone, like I wouldn't put it past him to
I wouldn't either.
So, I mean, it's working for him, but like
it is.
So they all successfully have negotiated for the rice, and Drea is not happy to see Tori win this, mainly because now it's between Maryanne, Chanelle, and Romeo, all of whom she's known for a handful of days and is fine with seeing any of them go. I love just like she was so okay with like cutting any of them just because she has like no relationship to them whatsoever. I thought that was a really fun moment, but Hai talks about how much they needed the rice because of how little food they've all eaten. So he plans to vote for Chanelle because of how little loyalty she has shown to him. And Mike also is very much on board with this. And we see Hai is pitching to Chanelle to vote for Romeo in case she has an idol or plays a shot in the dark. And Chanelle plans to do exactly just that. And this was really like her I think her like oversight is that she really should have done something to like recognize that like I'm not in a great position. I need to really push hard for like Romeo to go. I think that was her mistake here, is that she did not push hard enough for Romeo. And I think had she had done that, I don't think Chanelle ends up going here.
Yeah, I think I could have easily flipped because it seemed like the majority alliance was very torn between Chanelle and Romeo. And I think if she had pushed harder and fought harder, I think she definitely could have gotten the votes on Romeo.
Oh, yeah. She just seemed like, I was just very sad and disappointed with her game.
Me too.
Yeah, for sure.
Romeo doesn't like how calm Chanelle is, especially with how much he was left out of the last vote, and is worried he could easily be blindsided.
Which is what's happening to Chanelle, so that's actually really funny.
It is.
Tori tells him that Rocksroy heard his name, and Romeo then pitches this to Omar.
I didn't understand what Tori was trying to do here. Like, I get she's trying to like create chaos, but like, what does this matter? Like, what does this matter that Rocksroy like said his name and things like that? Like, I don't really like, he's already paranoid. Like, I get that like this gets him to like, you know, really try to throw out Chanelle, but like, I didn't understand what Tori was trying to do here. I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like Tori's just going to create all the chaos.
Yeah, Tori's just like, I choose chaos, I guess.
Yeah.
We haven't really talked much about Rocksroy. I feel like
we have not.
No, he's definitely getting purpled. Well, he's not getting purpled, but like he's not shown as much as others.
No, he definitely is not.
Watch him win.
Oh
no, I don't think there's. I don't think
so. I don't think so either. I see him being somewhere in the merge.
I actually could see him going out like next week. I really could.
We can't because we have him on our draft.
Yeah, that's true. But
we also have Tori.
Oh yeah, we do. Well, that was me taking one for the team.
That was because she was last pick and Seb chose Romeo.
Yeah. So no, I mean, I think Rocksroy has been a really entertaining character, but I've just kind of come to the conclusion, like, he's not winning. Like, I just don't think there's a scenario in which Rocksroy wins. The kind of game that he's playing, nobody else is really trying to play. He's been very loyal, and this is not a very loyal cast at all. So yeah, I don't see Rocksroy lasting
either.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
Omar says Romeo's paranoia is going to be the thing that gets him out of the game. He pitches to Hai about possibly pitching it, worried about how much chaos he is creating. Hai pitches this to multiple people, but Mike wants to stick to the original plan, especially knowing how disloyal Chanelle has been to him, and feels Romeo can be dealt with later on.
Mike just like keeps getting his way. Like Mike's like, I want to make something happen. It's gonna happen.
It happens, yeah. And I mean, I think he was just really pissed about Chanelle voting him out.
Yeah, I do want to bring up, some people have brought up how like Mike's being a bit hypocritical because he's done the same thing to Chanelle. But you know what? Like, it makes sense for him to be upset. And like, yeah, he's hypocritical, but I get why he's, annoyed at Chanelle for that, because
absolutely.
I think Mike was like in a place where like he was willing to like repair that and whatnot. And it didn't, she didn't seem like she wanted to. So
right.
Like, it's like, here, I offer you an olive branch, and Chanelle just, like, cuts it in half. So. Yeah.
All right. At Tribal, Jeff asks Jonathan if there was any discussion that the 4 people that sat out were off limits, and he says he made it clear that wasn't an option.
Which, I mean, good. I would have done
it. Yeah, that would be horrible.
Right? Yeah. Tori brings up how much it feels like people want to go with a group mentality, and she wanted to be in the know with this vote.
I mean, then maybe have a better social game. I don't know what to tell you.
People just don't like her.
They don't, especially
I don't blame them.
I think her and Rocksroy really are like not getting along.
No, Rocksroy.
From what I heard, I remember like Rocksroy, I want her gone.
Yeah. And then the way she just like sent him to exile last week without like any talk whatsoever. Right? And she's like, oh, well, I was just trying to give him the advantage and things like that. Like, no, that's not
BS. That is BS.
Yeah, no. Because like if Jeff had not said that like he was gonna get an advantage, like she still would have sent Rocksroy to exile.
Absolutely.
Like no question about it.
Romeo feels the same, but knows this can't last forever. Hai brings up how some people are out of the group and takes a shot at his paranoia and that he isn't a part of the group.
This was like really intense. Like I wasn't expecting him to take like such a big shot at Romeo like that. Like I want to know like
I kind of feel like people are gonna start catching on to Hai and going for him soon.
Yeah,
they could.
I feel like Hai's starting to get like that real villainous arc and
I'm worried about like his management.
He's also trying to control everything.
Yeah.
He definitely is. Yeah. And I think so far it's working for him, but I just want to know like what happened between Hai and Romeo to make Hai so upset. Like, I feel like there's something we missed here. Like I don't know. Like
I don't know either.
They were on such good terms last week, and now this happens.
I was like, nope.
And like Hai literally voted out Lydia. Like I don't understand.
I don't either.
And then also I saw that I think it was Romeo voted out, or no, sorry, Hai or Romeo voted out each other for the one vote.
Yeah, probably. No, Romeo probably did vote Hai because I don't know who else would have.
Yeah, we'll have to look them up.
yeah, Romeo did vote Hai.
Romeo voted Hai. Okay, maybe that's what caused this rift. I don't know. We didn't see it. Survivor, no context.
Yeah, like. That literally is a Survivor, no context, except we also don't have the context. So it doesn't change much.
Yeah.
So that is the one knock I will give them in terms of editing. They've done a great job with editing this season, but I do feel like there was something missing. Hi.
Mike brings up how hard it is reading people because someone is always lying and you have to be ahead of the curve.
Yes.
And Romeo makes it clear there is an obvious alliance going on right now.
Yeah, but let's get to the vote here because it was not the way I expected it to go.
Yeah,
me either.
The vote goes down, and it's 6-3 to 2. No, I think it was only one.
No, it was
because Hai only had one vote.
Oh yeah, that's true. Let me fix that. There we go.
6-3 to 1 or whatever. Vote for Chanelle. Because I think it was the one vote for Hai, which was Romeo.
Yeah, I was not expecting Romeo to get as many votes as he did. Like I thought like they were like, we're gonna stick to Chanelle, we're not gonna vote Romeo, but it seemed like they were pretty split here. Like some of them voted for Romeo, some of them voted for Chanelle, so we could be seeing some cracks.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think there's like a little bit of crack in the alliance starting to form there.
I will say though, I did predict last week I think Chanelle's going next. So like
you got it, yeah.
As much as I love her, she just did not play great.
No, I really don't think she did at all. And I think I've heard many people bring this up, and I will say it. I think Chanelle playing orgs, I think it just her style of gameplay did not translate to actual Survivor, and I don't think it worked for her as a result.
Maybe if she comes back, then maybe she'll do better, but we'll see.
I think she was trying to play like she did in like Pro Survivor, and it didn't work out.
Yeah. I don't really know her game in Pro.
I don't either, but if I had to, like, because she talked about like in her like preseason, like playing orgs and things like that, and how she was gonna like use that to her advantage, and it did not work out.
I got runner up in that game.
Yes, you did.
Not her season.
Too bad. That'd be cool.
That would have been so cool if you would be like, "Hey, I played with Chanelle."
That would be so cool, actually. Yeah. All right. Chanelle says she should have seen this coming with how easy the vote seemed, and her biggest takeaway was that she was playing too relaxed within the game and running full speed, and it was harder than she thought.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what it was. I think that Chanelle needed to play a lot harder, especially with the positioning that she was in. I don't think she recognized she was in that bad positioning. And then when she did, she didn't really do much to like kind of, you know, put herself in a better position and get herself out of that sticky situation. It just never really worked out for her. So yeah, overall, I mean, she was definitely someone that was like fun to watch, but I was definitely disappointed with her in this game. I wanted a lot more from her, but I'd love to see her come back because I think that she has a lot more left to give. But as it stands, I was not relatively impressed, unfortunately. So yeah, that's pretty much all we get. Like I said, very basic episode, really not a lot to
like. I didn't hate it or anything.
No,
it was just kind of like one of the less interesting ones.
Yeah, and the editing wasn't the greatest either. Like I said, there's definitely something missing with like Hai and Romeo that I wish we could dive more into. But the good thing is next week we have a double, and so it's probably going to be a 2-hour episode again. So that's going to be exciting to see. I feel like this one's going to be more exciting than last year's because last year's was very predictable the way it played out with like, what was it, Nasir and Evie, I think. Yeah. And it was very obvious that like those two were going to go. So I don't think this one's going to be nearly as predictable. I will say, I feel like if I had to say it right now, the two people I think it could be are like Tori and Rocksroy. I could definitely see that happening. I think as long as Tori doesn't win immunity again, I think she's out the door. And then, like we said with Rocksroy, like he's not really in, like, yeah, he's in that alliance, but he's not as like close with that alliance. And I feel like he's very expendable to a lot of people. So I can see him potentially going, maybe also because of Tori. So yeah. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely.
I am too.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see. There's a lot more game left to play, so I'm excited to see how all that plays out. But before we do close things out here, Jazzie, I'm going to give you a chance to plug everything that you want to plug, especially your Twitter, which is very important considering something recent that just happened.
Yes. So yes, come follow me on Twitter at @ClaimTheSlay.
Yes.
If you go there, you'll definitely see something very interesting, amazing celebrity I met not that long ago.
Which might be referenced in the thumbnail of this video, you know.
Yeah, and keep up with me. Usually, I'm on Twitter a lot, and hopefully I'll try live tweet Survivor if I can this week. So.
Yes,
and
always
obviously.
Fun,
and we'll obviously get you on again.
Oh yes, I would love to be on again. My schedule is going to be a lot better.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Tomorrow we're thinking of doing a live react if you're able to. If you want to hop on.
I probably could. I'm off tomorrow, so I can.
Yeah, we're gonna do a live react tomorrow because it's well, one, it's a double. Two, we haven't done a live react in a little bit, so I think it'd be fun to do that for this one.
We've been doing that a lot just because like it does take a while for notes.
Yeah, so I could absolutely probably do the live react. I'm off tomorrow, so
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And we'll just join or whatever.
Yeah. Also, of course, look forward to our continuing coverage of BB Can. We're almost done. We're at Final 5. So,
and honestly, we're very close to hopefully getting a girl winner.
Yeah,
we are very close to getting hopefully a really strong winner for sure. But other than that,
I will say hopefully Helena or Betty.
Yeah, we'll see. But other than that, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in our next video, and we'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.